I think you should be a lunar astrologer.
What does that mean?
A lunar and a solar, like you like focusing on what the moon does
Oh, okay. I would love to do that.
because of who you are.
That's really sweet. Okay. I'll take that job.
Okay.
Accepted.
All right. We're hiring.
Okay. And we're here and we're back. I really miss recording the podcast, obviously.
Oh.
We'll be back soon.
Mhm.
Okay. Hi, KP.
Hello.
Welcome. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So glad to be here with you. Um, all of our listeners, all of our audience probably knows who you are at this point since you've been on already. And we started off the year with our like year ahead forecast episode, and now we're back and we're gonna do, well, we don't really have a plan, but we have a loose plan. But the eclipse is coming up in a couple days. Right now it's, I don't know, 4 days away. So we're heading in that direction, which is nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be feared. Yet it can bring up a lot, and it can bring up a lot, no matter who you are, what you're going through, what you're moving through in life. There's also just a lot of collective energy. So it may not even feel like you're noticing that much, maybe internally, right, in your own world, in your own system, in your community, but there's obviously a lot going on everywhere else. So we're just going to do a little practice of turning inward. I'm going to lead both of us through this. So we're going to do a little meditation. I'm going to lead both of us through noticing what's going on inside. We're going to do a little art expression in addition to kind of noticing and mapping our parts as we're noticing them. And we're going to be using whatever art materials we have. I have watercolors, but anyone who's listening or paying attention to this can use whatever they have around them, whether it's drawing materials, markers, pencils, pen, whatever, or just journaling. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do first. And then we're going to come back together, discuss how everything feels, and talk a little bit more about the eclipses and I don't know what to expect, but who really knows what we can expect? Um, and go from there. How does that sound?
Perfect. Let's fucking ride.
Great. Well, let me just, I'll also just say, like, hey, how are you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm
Thanks for
in
being
the
here.
Riverside Library, and you're in Tahoe, right?
Yes, I am in the snow. It's snowing right now. Yeah. Um, it's
Lovely.
winter. I'm feeling it. I've got my like sheepskin. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
So this is
40
exciting.
degrees. Here it's 40 degrees, and I have my t-shirt on.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. It's like 30 here. It's colder where I am. I can't believe that.
Oh, finally.
Wow. Finally. Finally. Hmm. Well, it really does feel, it's February. It really does feel like now it's the new year, as
Yeah.
we're coming up on like Lunar New Year and this eclipse. Like, I don't know about you. It felt like January, you need like January time to just settle and be like, all right, I'm just gonna sit here and
Yeah.
take everything in and like digest and then think about the seed I want to plant. And now February is like, okay, like I can think about that now. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, what do I want this year to be like, or what do I hope it's like? Yeah. Is that how you're feeling too?
Yeah. I've noticed since I've been practicing 12th house seasons, it's only been like 3 years, where my 12th house is Sagittarius. So I take as much quiet time as I can. And it's like the holiday seasons, like Thanksgiving to Christmas, basically. I do my best
Hmm.
to like turn my notifications off, like be
Yeah.
analog, like everything like that. And then January feels Capricorn season feels very much like visioning, not
Yeah.
acting, which is the thing I'm trying
Yeah.
to learn not to do. It's like just
Mm.
vision, don't make don't make commitments, but like keep an
Yeah.
open mind. And then February hits, and I'm like, okay, I can start like reaching out to people who I want to collaborate with,
Yeah.
or making plans for curriculum or whatever. Yeah, that's how it's
Mm.
been going for me.
Curriculum. Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, that feels cozy. Hmm.
yeah. And
And
February in Wisconsin is when the winter starts to
yeah.
feel awful. But then like
Yeah.
there are some warm days. You're like, oh, okay, there's a little bit of hope. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Totally. I know. I remember that about Midwestern winter as well. Um, yeah, and then you turn the corner in March and it's still cold and you're like, really?
yeah, and it's wet.
Yeah, and it's wet. I know. And I think that's why Valentine's Day is in February too, because it's like we just need something
Yeah,
and we need like, yeah, just a little bit of love and something to celebrate
yeah,
or to remind us that like there's hope and let's just love each other. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm. Okay, well, thanks for checking in. And let's let's start to just drop in here. Yeah, maybe just turning our attention inward and starting to, yeah, just notice our bodies here, being in this space together, noticing your body, doing a little scan, seeing how it feels this morning. Maybe deepen your breath, lengthen it. And as you're turning into what's going on inside your body, see if you can bring your attention to the base of your spine and just imagining you have roots and let those roots go all the way down to the center of the earth, just hooking you into the center of the earth like an anchor. And let that feel sturdy and safe and supportive. Just anchoring your whole body here into the earth. And let that earth energy just rise up through those roots, through your feet, into your body. And let that just swirl around, going everywhere it needs to go right now. And begin to just become aware of this light energy coming up through your crown, through your head, into your body. And let that light energy, that source energy, just go where it needs to go, swirling around, connecting and blending with that earth energy, going where it needs to go, filling your body up with light, letting it swirl around your heart space, feeling your soul start to turn on and ignite. All of these beautiful energies supporting you. And take a big deep breath. And just start to become aware. As if your eyes and ears can sense and see inside of you right now. Just sensing around your internal landscape. However it looks, if it's a room or a field or just a big void, just noticing what you're noticing. Just see if something got your attention immediately as you turned on those ears or eyes. Just see if there was a sensation or a thought or an emotion that you noticed first. And when you come into that expression, see if it wants to give you any more information. Just extending a little curiosity towards it. And see how it responds to you. And slowly just start to open your eyes and gently just gazing down at your paper, grabbing your materials. Just start to put that expression onto the paper. And just continue to deepen into what you're noticing, how that's showing up, really feeling into that as you're putting any images or color or form or shape on the page. Noticing how that feels. Noticing how the image evolves as you're putting things down. And if there's anything that it's needing to let you know through that image as you're putting things down. Take another 30 seconds with that image and that expression. As you're just noticing that energy or that part, just notice how you're feeling towards it. And see if you notice any other energies showing up as you're noticing that one. See if there's another part that shows up. Around that part, or in response to it. What else is here? Maybe there's another thought or emotion. Just noticing how that shows up right now. And see if you can express that one on the page. You can start another page or put it on the same page, whatever feels good. How would that one like to be expressed? Taking another minute here. Just get everything that part needs you to know. And if it has any words or a word it wants you to know, you can put that down. You can see if it has a name that it wants to be called. That feels important to it. As you're wrapping up that expression, let's see if you can come back to your internal landscape and I want you to just check in with whatever's here, and we're just going to float a question. We're just going to see if there's any parts or any energies here that have any feelings about the eclipse coming up. Just see what the response is as you just let that question land in your system. What's the first sensation or emotion or even image or energy that you notice? And then coming back to your paper and just noticing how that wants to be expressed. Take another minute with that. Make sure you're getting everything that it needs you to know right now. And seeing if there's any word or words that it needs you to know, or if there's a name that it needs you to know, who it is, what it is, or what it wants to be called. And just turning back to your system and seeing if there's any other energies as you were noticing that one. See if there's any other energies that have a response to that, or another part that's coming up around this part. Any reaction to it. Just seeing if there's anything else here that needs to be expressed around this eclipse energy. And just notice how that shows up in the body. Maybe there's another sensation or image or feeling, or maybe it's just a voice. Just extending some curiosity to it and just seeing how it would like to be expressed on your paper. Just taking another few seconds with that one. Make sure you're getting everything it needs to express right now. As you're wrapping that up, just see if you can slowly shift back to your internal system and just sending yourself, your parts, some gratitude for being here and just letting them know that you can come back and that they may not have had enough time right now to get everything that they needed or to express everything, and that you can try to come back, give them some more time, some space to be with them. And when that feels complete, you can come back to this space. Hello.
Hello.
We're back. How are you feeling? We can do a little processing or anything that needs to happen about that process, what that felt like, what you noticed, whatever you want to share feels like it needs to be shared.
So, as an astrologer, I have had in my mind that this eclipse in Aquarius, I'm a Capricorn rising, so Aquarius is my second house of like income, physical, material security, that kind of stuff. So I was like anticipating change there, neutral, positive, good.
Yeah.
And that's what I was been focusing on. It's like, it would be great if there was some change there, positive change. But
Yeah.
what was most present when I went in is this feeling of like intentional or maybe unintentional isolation because I'm so focused on my work and finding work. So then I don't have to go through all the images because it was like there's a lot happening, but what I was feeling, like actually inside, is that I feel this pressure to make my work remarkable so that I can have connection to people, or so that I can have a, like, the image was a full like holiday table of like family and friends and kids and like music and flowers, and it felt really good. So there's this like false barrier in my system thinking that I have to be successful I'm gonna like flatten what I'm feeling by saying I have to be successful in order to have that gathering, that connection with people. So I'm seeing the like the disconnect. Like that's not true.
Mm.
And then I forgot where we were in where you were guiding us, but it was like what there's another part wanting to say something else or something like that. And
Yeah.
I had this image of this great spool of red thread, and it was kind of like going like this, and it was connected to every single person on the planet. And it felt like that part wanted to remind me, like, I'm not disconnected. No matter how I feel, like, I am always a part of this thread with everyone. And it's
Mm.
like grounding back into that truth that gave me
Hmm.
comfort. And then when I revisited this feeling of isolation, like I'm like looking at the scene as if I'm outside of it, I could see more
Hmm.
clearly other people's concern and brilliance around their own work as well. And engaging with their work was a part of the connection table. So
Mm.
it didn't feel necessarily like this is the instruction. Like go engage with other people's work that's exciting to you. That's how you can find connection. It was more just like an awareness that other people are also concerned with their success, but they still like to connect with
Mm.
people.
Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
And I think
You-
nothing will break if I hold it up.
Yeah.
There's the table.
Yeah. I was gonna ask. I wanted to see your images. Yeah.
This is me focusing so much on my work, and it like I enjoy the work I'm doing, like I love it,
Hmm.
but then there's this like
Yeah.
false cloud or like gauze between me and then other people's brilliances and this table of connection, and this was the thread. I didn't have enough
Oh,
space, but the thread was larger than all of this. Yeah.
oh,
And what
wow.
was cool is that
Yeah.
the brilliances of everyone else had similar colors to mine, like the yellow and the magenta, but they had different colors too. And I think that's what I'm kind of craving right now is like
Hmm.
truly engaging with other people and other people's creations so that I can like feel something that I can't do myself or I can't create myself in this
Mm-hmm.
self. Yeah, so going back to the astrology thing, I am very aware of transits in my chart because I stick to my chart pretty closely, and
Yeah.
there's a long and powerful transit. Pluto's connecting to my Sun, Mercury, and Mars in my 10th house of labor or of work, of career, of perception, and Pluto's in that house of material security. So there's just like, I think that's what's happening is that I'm like outsizing, is that the word? This urgency to think about material security and my career. When there's other really cool things happening in my chart too about connection, but because that's so large and so loud, I'm making
Yeah.
these false barriers. So that's really interesting to me as an
Um,
astrologer that I don't think this eclipse actually is about needing there to be change in my like access to income. I think I think the
mm,
eclipse is looking like no, there needs to be a change in how I see how I feel access to connection. And that's really interesting because that's another part of feeling materially secure in this world is like like getting in person with people or like getting connecting
mhm.
in a felt
Yeah.
way. So that's
Yeah.
this is why we did this. So that
The
we talked before the recording, like my anticipation was like, I wonder if there's a new job. I hope there's a new job or whatever.
mhm,
And
mhm.
now I feel so much better because not only do I feel more control in this situation, like I can call my mom basically at any moment and she'll pick up. And that's amazing. You know, like I feel more control, but also I feel more connected because now I know that's
Mm,
what my soul wants right now or whatever the word is my system
mm,
is
mhm.
talking about right now.
Yeah, the yellow thread feels like oneness, right? That like feels like you tapped into the essence of being connected to everyone and everything. It
Yeah.
feels like one. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I guess as a, as an IFS therapist, I I have to maybe bring it back to or ask if you could, like, does it feel like some of these are parts? If you had to maybe categorize or label or how you experienced some of those energies, would you be able to kind of name them or feel them as parts, do you think?
I I didn't mention one of them, but one of them is a part of beautification.
Hmm.
And I was feeling like I don't a part of me was thinking that this like I don't know how to describe it, but like trying to make things beautiful for friends and family is how
Yeah.
like most like how I try to connect with people a lot of the time, I
Yeah.
guess. And then a part
Yeah.
of me was like, that's not getting to what you actually want. Like you can just sit at the table and hang out. So then I think there's
Mm.
at least two really loud parts, which is like the beautification person and then the
Hmm.
person who's like criticizing, like, no, like you can do it the easier way, like the efficient part maybe. And
It's
then
like telling you, yeah, a different way. Uh-huh.
yeah, I think this myself was noticing that like I am a part of this thread. So I don't know if the thread is a part or just like myself noticing, but
Yeah.
that the other part that was clear is that brilliant part, like the concern with making my work brilliant and seeing other people's brilliance in their work. And I
Yeah.
don't know
Right.
how I would name that part, but it like that's what their stiz was. Steez. Their steez was like thinking
Pisces.
about brilliance, which has been
Yeah.
on my mind a lot lately.
How did it express on the paper?
It's this
Or how
like
did it show?
it's a really vibrant. You can't really tell in the image, but or the video, but it's really yellow with that magenta heart.
Nice.
It
Yeah.
didn't have a form; it was just like color in a cloud.
Yeah.
And then everyone
Mm.
else had a similar colored cloud,
Ooh,
like
yeah.
different colors.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm.
yeah, so the colors are very positive, free. So the what the work being done feels great, I guess. Or the part that is concerned with brilliance feels good about it,
Yeah.
but there is a concern that they're isolating.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, it feels like there's some new trailheads maybe to explore
Mm-hmm.
and some insights, definitely some good information from your system, right? That
Yeah.
you didn't have going into it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really curious who else did this, what came up for you. And it's like, you're an astrologer, like, were you expecting something else to come up?
Yeah, I
Um,
know, right?
I
Yeah.
never would have thought of this as it relates to an Aquarius eclipse, but it makes a lot of
Oh,
sense in
interesting.
hindsight or like in
Yeah.
reflection. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Hmm.
Do you
Yeah.
want to talk about what happened for you?
Yeah, briefly, yeah, I can go over that really quick. Because I mean, I was trying to like follow along as well, but being the like facilitator, also I noticed right away, I was like, oh, I'm definitely noticing myself as a facilitator right now and not fully able to like drop in.
Yeah.
Um, but I was able to drop in more so than I have in other like facilitations of this process or like of meditation. But yeah, so the first image I had was just like kind of me as facilitator, like just like kind of heady, kind of intellectual, but a lot of like information and like I don't know, energy popping. It was kind of this meta, like my head's here, but then I'm here and I'm like watching myself facilitate and also like participating. So it's kind of the multi-layered experience with the first part, just really being aware of myself and as what I'm doing right now. And then I noticed just like my, I don't know, really bright, like uh, sunny energy that's just like so here and happy and and just wants like I don't know, wants everyone to be happy and healthy and express themselves. Um, and then when we dropped into like a little bit more about the eclipse, I noticed a part that was like just really wanting change. So there was like it felt kind of like just like the tower card we were talking about, kind of like that, and just like really wanting some big explosion, not of like an explosion of like abundant energy
Yeah.
of of I guess my like yeah, just things changing, things shifting in a positive way. Um and then I after I did the image, I was like, oh, this feels like and I don't really interpret much, but it almost was like shoulders. I wasn't even thinking about this, but it felt like shoulders and like a head um exploding.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting because I didn't even like I wasn't aware of that going into it, but I was like, oh, that's interesting. But that is kind of what it feels like, in a
Yeah.
really like positive way. Like I was saying, kind of leaving this old timeline and starting a new one. That's kind of the energy of like what it feels like right now or what I want it to feel like. And then um, I was noticing a part of me that was feeling like anticipation of disappointment of like things not shifting or like there not being this change or whatever changes I want to see. So I was feeling a little bit of that like anticipation of disappointment. And then I was thinking about how we were talking earlier about like what we want to sunset and
Yeah.
how eclipses can be a good time for like a sunsetting something. So like saying goodbye, releasing, putting something to bed that is over or like we want to be over or kind of done with. Um, so I have this image and I got a new paint color from Case for Making that's called Sunset. So I was like, oh, I need to include that. So it's kind of a barren landscape with a sunset that I'm like, okay, someone inside something is ready for something to be sunsetted. I'm not exactly able to like put words or emotion to that right now, but I will be doing that in the next couple days.
Yeah.
Something that's like, we're done with this. So that's that. What do you
Yeah.
think? I mean, I guess maybe in the last maybe 5 minutes, um, it as like an astrologer, if you want to maybe give people some, I don't want to say tips, but like any if anyone's playing along at home, let's say, and they're kind of doing this experience and maybe they want to look up like where the eclipse is going to happen in their own chart, or if you yeah just want to give anyone some info about that, could you do that?
Yeah. Yeah. Before that, the sunsetting comment I think like a week ago I made is because
Yes.
your seventh house is Aquarius. So the seventh house is where things. Seventh house is a lot of things.
Sunset.
Every house is a lot of things, but if we're thinking about endings or sunsets,
Yeah.
that's that house. And endings,
Yeah. Yeah.
like where I begin and where you begin and I end,
I
is kind
end.
of also
Yeah.
how the seventh house is talked about. Like the
Yeah.
mirror. So that's why I said
Yeah.
that. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah. Good for people to know.
yeah. So if you're a Leo rising, that
Yeah.
relates to you. Thinking about this eclipse, so eclipses always come in twos. There's a very rare experience that there's three in a row. So let's just say they come in
Hmm.
twos. It's always like a new moon and a full moon, or a full moon and a new moon. So they're always 2 weeks apart. That's
Hmm.
something to keep in mind. So this Aquarius eclipse is the first one, and then we have a Virgo eclipse in 2 weeks. This is the first
Hmm.
time eclipses have been in Aquarius for 8 years. So that's another thing that's like I guess I'm like bracing myself because like I don't remember 8 years ago what was affected in my life. Um,
Yeah.
I did go freelance 8 years ago, I think,
Yeah.
9 years ago. So that's something. And what's also strange or new about this one is that these Aquarius eclipses that will happen for about a year and a half from now, for starting now, will be co-present with Pluto in Aquarius. And Pluto hasn't been in Aquarius for 250 years, basically.
Oh. Yeah.
So having the eclipse in the same sign as where Pluto is, Aquarius, I guess I'm hoping for some chaos magic for
Yeah.
power to be transferred to the people. Because
Yeah.
power has been siphoned from the people for so many years. And that's my hope for the collective. Thinking about that
Hmm.
for yourself or your systems, your parts. Aquarius has a lot to do with thinking broadly, or acting like that idiom or that phrase, act local, think global, which was huge
Hmm.
when I was in high school and in college. Like that's Aquarius energy. Is like what can you
Yeah.
do here and now that could
Yeah.
reverberate if you think that way. So like if
Yeah.
every single person did what you did today, that we would have world peace. Like that's the Aquarian energy that I think we're called to imagine. Like if everyone picked up one piece of trash from the street, we'd have a completely clean world in a day or something like
Hmm.
that. Um,
Hmm.
so then apply that to your personal life. Apply that to the house that Aquarius is for you. Like how can you do these small things that create such great impact? That's what's on my mind.
Hmm. Yeah.
To find your Aquarius house, like you go to your birth chart. I use the ancient Hellenistic system, which is whole sign. So every house is a whole sign. So my first house is Capricorn, the next sign is Aquarius, so my full second house is Aquarius, my third house is Pisces. So your rising sign sets where your Aquarius is in your chart. Yeah, and maybe just ask yourself, like, how can you think both molecule sized and universe sized at the same time in that area of your life? And it's hard for me to envision that when it comes to like the second house has to do with material stuff. Like, how do I think that way?
Hmm.
But I think that's a fun challenge. And eclipses in general,
Hmm.
it's chaos energy. Like we don't get to choose where the energy goes. And
Yeah.
we can argue that there are other parts of the year that we get to choose where energy goes with our intention, with our focus, with our care, with
Yeah.
collaboration. But
Hmm.
eclipse season is like something happens and the chips fall where they have to. And
Yeah.
it's often neutral, but on the global stage, it looks dramatic. And
Yeah.
dramatic is usually negative. Hopefully, it's
Yeah.
positive, and that's why I'm like crossing every phalange I have. Like I really hope to
Hmm.
read in the headlines that February 17th, blah 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 blah. Like
Yeah.
we got our rights back or whatever it is.
Yeah.
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 But that's okay. Then the last thought I have is that I still have difficulty personally approaching eclipse season and not like worrying that my life is going to become completely
Hmm.
unrecognizable in a month.
Yeah.
But that's not the
Yeah.
way to look at it. The way to look at it is that the world changes and sometimes people's lives change. And
Yeah.
some eclipses are very personal and some eclipses are not. If you're skilled at
Yeah.
looking at the transiting chart for your birth chart, you'll know when there's
Hmm.
a very personal eclipse. I don't have a
Hmm.
personal eclipse, I think, coming up, which gives me a little bit of peace that I can just like breathe through it. But okay, so those are my thoughts. My thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and there's so much going on, like, yeah, in the personal chart, right? There's so much stuff going on that it's hard to, like you were, going over with me, like it's hard to really know exactly what to anticipate or what is really going to happen because there's also like so much going on.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, with all these other planets. like
Yeah.
Saturn. And
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, there's a lot going on, so it's really hard to, you know, say like it's gonna be like this. And I guess I just want to offer to everyone to like get support in whatever way you need it, and from yourself or from others, or yeah, to take care of yourselves through that time and take it easy. And it's nothing to be too afraid of. Um, and that, yeah, reaching out for support and having community at this time feels like such a blessing and a power tool.
Yeah.
So reaching out to others, yeah, being in your community, yeah. Hmm.
I also advocate for like painting. Like I swear,
Ah, I
eclipse season
know, me
is like
too.
the season to just read a book, paint.
Yeah,
Like get in
100%.
the now
Yeah.
moment as much as you can. This was great.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
Yeah.
I should create an altar
Yeah, I hope everyone can like, yes, definitely create an altar. Yeah.
to you.
And I hope that everyone can try this. Stop. But okay. Do it.
Okay.
Well, I have to jump off, so this is where we end things. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for lending your system for learning and for everyone else to learn too and play along at home. So, yeah, I really appreciate that so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Yay. Thank you. Bye. Okay,
Bye.
let me stop this. Bye.